Greetings, Jedi traders. David here of TradingFibs.com to bring you the weekly trend for September 22nd, 2019. As always, please seek financial advisement when trading with your money, as these videos are for educational purposes only to support your knowledge of the market. See what's going through my head on any given week. Always make sure you have a solid trading plan and always manage your stop when placing a trade. All right, we are on the September contract. Completely all volume returning to the indices, returning to the December contract as we roll into the end of the quarter. Earnings season just about to start here as Nike kicks off for the after FedEx reporting this last week, and Nike coming out to start off Q3 earnings. Let's get it together here. Market about to open up here in about 45 minutes. Again, news coming over the weekend as U.S. troops moving to Saudi Arabia. So let's watch that oil this week. But hopefully with a little bit of decision making somewhere in the bigger picture, we might get a move higher, move lower. Let's just take a look at the technicals where we sit right now and just be ready for the next position. All right, so markets, obviously we know since about end of August here, bouncing off the MML lows on the daily chart, ripped through up 10, crosses the 50, and price action takes us up here on the daily all the way to the overbought and almost reversal lines through the quad witch Friday. So again, a tough week last week, really couldn't budge over that overbought. Sells off a little bit on Friday, but we're still holding strong here above the 200, above the 50. Price action just closing below the 10 EMA, a little bit of sloping down here. So that is a cause to watch. So again, we're looking for new positions, especially in the futures. Again, ETFs, whole different deal. You got another week until you rebalance your portfolio through the Jason Kelly strategy using the 3 sig balance. But here we're talking about just the futures. Whether you trade the micros or the macros or just the minis, either way, trend is looking to reset itself, and we could see that on the Heikin Ashi bars as the end of September, beginning of September here started us with the new and final trend here, trending, gave us a couple of pauses in the market or basic indecision candles here, as we could see. And then finish off the week, but we're still holding above VWAP. So to look for a new signal, to initiate a new position in the futures, especially to hold on for at least a swing trade, would be to look for either all 5 back in the white down here, price above ADMA, price again over the T3, whether you use a T3 Tim Tilson's or whether you use the ADMA, that's up to you. So those are your first 2 lines. The T3 slope, again, you want your trend to be in the same trend as the candles. Price above VWAP in the 51.44 that we could see. And again, for those of you visual wanting to see what that looks like, again, we went to a higher time frame. That's a 25-minute chart here. We could see price action dip under there as we saw the cross on the 51.44. And again, this is a longer term chart. This isn't the same chart that we use. It's the same chart we use as intraday, but just on a higher time frame. Again, you can always, as we see every day, as we can see on the ES here, let's pull that up. On the intraday, again, you could scalp this. Again, pretty rough markets these days. But again, you see the same trend, similar trends. Hold on, solid Heikin Ashi bar. You got 4 bars down. We used the T3 on the intraday versus the ADMA. It's your choice, whichever one you want. But a nice intraday move. But again, we're looking at the bigger picture for the ES and the NQ at this point. And so we look at the higher time frames here, as we can see. Price action still holding up. So what would a move up look like on the ES? Well, technically, we would see a trending HA bar back upside like we see here. We'd see 5 white bars back upside. And we'd see a reset of the short-term MML that we could see here back from the end of August will push higher. And then eventually any move higher will reset the bigger MML. Let's take a look at the big long-term pictures. We could see we're just going from reversal down to support back up. So again, as long as 10 holds above 50 and a trending H bar back upside, we could look for a reset of these MML lines, which give us some higher targets and for trade management. All right, let's go over to the NQ, our second chart. Taking a look at the big picture here on the NQ. Again, flustering towards the end of the contract here. We're still on the ES. Let's take a look at the NQ Daily price action. Again, nice MML kick here upside to hold at short-term resistance, long-term overbought. 10 above 50, but 10 and 50 sloping down a little bit, so we want to get those back upside. Again, same picture on the NQ, same story with this new contract. Price action, we want to see all bars back upside in trend. HA bars trending up. We'd like to see the MML lines push up. Even more so, we'd like to see the longer-term pick, longer-term MMLs. Let's take a look at that chart here as price action, again, like the ES, shooting off the reversal. Again, we never made it down to support, being that the 200 was right there. Got support 2 times, so really holding off at the major support that was halfway down in the bigger picture. This MML back from at least, check that out, since June. So pretty much Q3 plus a little bit of Q2 there at the end, holding to the MMLs. A lot of indecision there through the last month of the summer as price action lifted. And there's our next lineup upside, 81.25, as long as price action can break through up here. How will that show up? As usual, we'll see the trending HA bars back upside. So what's going to take us up there? Well, number one, we got earnings seasons coming out. Again, like I said before, we have Nike starting us off for the for the season, as the big players will start to report with the banks, etc., etc. On the economic calendar for the week, looking at Monday, not much in the red except Fed speakers as we move throughout the week. We got S&P Case-Shiller, consumer confidence, new home sales on Wednesday, September 25th, and looking for GDP on Thursday, durable goods on Friday. Again, international calendar, watch for those big numbers on CPIs, as well as whatever's going on globally. China trade, you know how it goes, back and forth, tweet here, tweet that, and talks are on, talks are off, and the algos love to play off of that. For those of you who enjoy the Heikin Ashi candles, go ahead and check out Econoday. Not Econoday, sorry, that's our economic calendar. Check out EducoFin, EDU. Let me show you right there. EDU, COFIN, Heikin Ashi newsletter. It comes out pretty much almost every week. Goes through a lot of different ETFs, goes through the S&P. Again, seeing a similar picture here together as we see the upside has been trending, but again, a little bit of weakness at the top, but I use those higher time frames, not just the daily, plus the MMLs to give me the bigger picture. So again, seeing some similarities. Again, check it out. Great newsletter. Hey guys, make sure you come by, read the previous blog sites here as well if you want to see what we're coming up with from the past and the insight and moving forward. So that's pretty much where we're sitting. Not much as far as earnings this week. Not too big of an economic week as we roll off the new calendar. And that should be it for this week. Again, just stick to the charts. That's really where the strength is. And don't let anybody convince you otherwise. So this concludes my insight for this week. That's how I see the weekly trend. That's how I see the technical momentum. Feel free to stop by here at tradingfibs.com. Use my social media outlets if you want to obtain more information here at tradingfibs.com. A lot of stuff here to check out. My trading mantra, really, whether it's intraday or daily, one simple strategy, any market, any chart, any time frame, it keeps you disciplined. You can find me every day on Twitter, Trading Fibs. And as always, I really do leave the crystal ball to the experts. I only look at what's in front of me and on my charts. And as always, as I said before, leave your buys at the door when trading. Hey guys, have a great week. The start of fall. Weather change got me all tongue-tied today. Hey guys, have a great week. And I'll see you next week. Peace out.